Welcome everyone to the fifth episode of SecureDApp's Exclusive, our groundbreaking 6-week Web3 innovation series. And this side, Kunal, your host and those today. And I am thrilled to have you all joining with us in this live webinar. Whether you are tuning in from India or tuning in from around the globe, thank you for being the part of this mission to illuminate blockchain landscape. Today we have got an incredible session lined up where we will dive into a timely and important topic and answer your burning questions. So stick around, participate, and make this a fantastic experience. For those who don't know me, I am Kunal Chaudhary, Marketing Associate and Community Head of SecureDApp. With me, I have joined by a immense full personality. uh, we are incredibly fortunate to have him, saying that we are joined by Duke Banerjee. Duke is a co-founder of ARVO. So welcome, Duke. Over to you. And can you just introduce yourself or give a brief intro about self so that audience could know you better?
Thanks, Kunal, and pleasure to be here. And I apologize to everyone beforehand. I have a bad throat, so I'll try my best here. So hi, I'm Duke
No issues.
Banerjee. Yeah.
No
So
issues.
I'm Duke Banerjee. I'm currently the co-founder and the CTO of ARVO. One RO Ventures Private Limited is our company, listed company. So I have roughly 15, 16 years of experience professionally. I've worked in different companies like Global Logic, Aeon Hewitt, Rackspace, and even a private equity firm previously. So I have worked with different type of industries and especially catering to the IT sector, working on different projects, handled different IT teams, worked on blockchain, on AI, and many other stuff. And that is where we came up with this idea to solve a particular problem. And then I met my co-founder there in the previous company, and then we started to form this company and this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the brief intro you gave to our audience. So today's topic is Duke, that ARVO, how ARVO is protecting your brand's heritage with unclonable digital identities. So before wasting any other time or any before doing any other delays, let us just dive into it. So the first question here is, what inspired ARVO to focus on protecting brand's heritage through digital
A good
identities?
question. So, in fact, when we were discussing about, having something to work on something, so we figured this problem statement. And interestingly, I usually talk about this whenever, somebody asks this. We were sitting in a cafe and there was a lady beside us, and she was carrying a luxury brand's handbag. And we talked, and we tried to figure out if that bag was actually original or fake, because we already know a lot of counterfeit products are there, right? So
Exactly.
so interestingly, we were looking at it, and we couldn't figure out, if was it, fake or real. So we thought that this is a this is a problem, or this is some gap which needs to be there, some kind of identifier, some kind of a thing. And then what we did was we did a market research. We actually hired a market research company based from Chennai. We did a lot of market research, primary research, understood from both brands and consumer perspective that, is this a big problem to solve? And actually, we got this answer, and we figured out that there's a gap in the market. There are not lot of mechanisms to validate or authentify, whatever you are buying is real or not. And this brings a scope where we can create certain identity, a unique identity of a product. So it works similar to a concept of maybe Aadhaar in India or passport in international, right? So we're getting a unique identifier of a product which stays with it, and this helps us identify the authenticity of the product. Now, interestingly, before we move on, I wanted to also point out that it also happens both ways, both physical as well as digital. So I can, yes, I can create a digital identity, have a lot of information uh, uh, partnered with it. But if I don't have a physical identifier, which is kind of a non-clonable as per se, uh, it won't work. So we have to marry both the physical identity and the digital identity, make it a phygital kind of a situation. And that's where started working on it.
Okay. So you said about that you saw a woman carrying a purse and then you thought about it's a legitimate brand or not. So coming on to this question, what are the common threats to brand authenticity that ARVO helps to solve?
So as I was saying, that physical identity or marking or whatever it is, it needs to be protected. Currently in the market, you might see, cases where people are using normal 2D codes or QR codes, maybe kind of a hologram, some kind of patterns or markings there. Now, what happens in this case, and this is usually or generally used in the market. What the problem here is, these are very easily compromised. You can easily recreate a QR code, right? You already have algorithms to create those QR code. You just need scan that ID, you generate it, and you paste it in a counterfeit product, and it'll pass on as a real product. So we wanted to, create a physical identifier which you cannot clone, and that is where a non-clonable comes in. I'll give you a little bit insight on this, how what methodology we used for this. So consider any image in real life, right? Image has certain information, certain properties in it. And when you try to recreate it, right? And recreate, I mean reprint it. So you will eventually either take a smartphone camera or a
Yeah,
DSLR, whatever you have, take a picture and try to reprint it, or you
exactly.
scan it, right? There will be, when you print it, there will be certain information loss. And that is the exact thing which we are creating a computer vision detection model. And our team is training our model to, accurately identify that difference and tell you that this is not the one which we had originally generated. So that's how we are creating these unique clones, non-clonable codes.
Okay. That's really interesting to hear from you. Uh, so the next question would be, how does our solution differ from the traditional authentication technologies like that you speak, holograms, QR codes, or barcodes?
Yeah, yeah. So as I was saying that, there are traditional means to do it, and not many of them give you that foolproof result, foolproof secured result that this is whatever you're buying is authentic. So with our code, I'll just, without demeaning anything, I'll take consider hologram, right? So now hologram, what happens is you'll have a shiny design, right? It'll be mapped or it'll be stuck on the product itself. Now what happens is there is no device to scan, and there is a unique pattern. They'll say that this pattern is only the pattern which will tell you that this is our or the brand's item. Now the consumer or end user doesn't know, right? What is the design? They'll just see any shining element and they'll say, okay, there is a hologram, that must be real. That is one. Second, QR code. So QR codes, yes, now people have started using serialized QR code to make it, unique. But the counterfeiters are now very advanced, very smart. They take those serialized number and then use a sequential QR code, generate those sequential, and then use it on the counterfeit products. And once it enters, that's it, game over. For us, this code is non-clonable. The only way you can replicate is by clicking a picture or scanning it, because the pattern or the design in our code, what we create is our algorithm. It is privately owned or our IP. So the counterfeiter won't have that. So they have to replicate it through this image capturing process. Detection model will detect
Yeah,
and tell you that this is
got it.
not the
Got it.
authentic.
So, what's your perspective in how does ARVO leverage blockchain or AI in ensuring product traceability and uniqueness?
Great questions, Kunal. So, see, authenticity is one aspect of this protecting brands' integrity, reputation. There is also traceability aspect. We often forget that there are a lot of players involved in the whole supply chain. There are vendors, OEMs, dealers, distributors, retailers, and many more, right? Everyone has their unique set of data, information exchange, processes, tools, and all those stuff. So there are a lot of areas for counterfeiters to exploit,
Exactly.
right? For example, there might be a counterfeiter who can enter through your distributor channel, right? How can you? So in order to capture all the nodes of the whole supply chain or the value chain, right? There has to be certain traceability, chain which needs to be mapped to your final uh, product. And that's where what we are doing is we are leveraging the power of blockchain. And blockchain for us, though, is a backend technology, but it gives the power of bring additional trust amongst both the brands as well as their end user. So whatever information we are capturing throughout the journey of the product is being captured in this network, and it is impossible to change this information. So consider a passport, right? Passport, you have a travel history, you have all those information, your address, all those things. Consider putting it in a secure chain so that nobody can tamper with it. And that's where we bring in the blockchain. And AI, I already have talked those physical codes, right, to
Yeah,
detect and to generate. That is where AI is used. And this is the combination of both AI and blockchain, which we are bringing in to secure. Yeah.
got it. So, what role does data security play in ensuring these digital identities remain unclonable?
Sorry, what data
What
security?
what role does data security identities remaining unclonable?
Well, Kunal, you know how important data is in real world, right?
Absolutely.
So uh, imagine your information being compromised of your personal details, right? Maybe I'm talking about passport, or maybe your Aadhaar, yeah, right? Maybe in US social security number. So all this information is very critical. Similarly, the traceability journey, the information, all the nodes, it's very critical for a brand to have it in control. They don't want to have any compromisation in the data aspect. So we need to build a secured network where these information which has been captured of the product. But I'll take an example. If I scan a product which is let's say made in India, right? A product and from uh, India to it goes to maybe China or US. So you need that information, that audit, right? You don't want it to get compromised. So that becomes very important for us, and that's the core aspect of it.
Okay,
So data is very important, and
exactly.
that's where blockchain also helps, right? Protecting that information.
So, about how does ARVO helps consumer verify the authenticity of a product before they go for a purchase?
Great question. So there are certain mechanism where you can only verify after purchase, right? You might have seen
Exactly.
products.
Many a times it happens.
Yes, yes. You might have seen, maybe you're going to a shop, a chemist shop, taking up protein, supplement or something, and they'll only say that you can only use the scratch code once you have purchased it,
Absolutely.
right? So in an experience way, it really creates an issue, right? In because it has to have pre-purchase, right? That verification needs to have pre-purchase, and that is where we bring in our codes, where anyone in the whole value chain, if somebody is buying, they can, if they are maybe a retailer taking that product from a distributor, they can verify. So can verify, and we have made the art product always kept in mind that the end user needs to have a seamless process. So when you scan, when you basically use your smartphone, it's already a behavioral pattern. When you scan a QR code, you do your UPI payments. So we brought that aspect to the authentication or the verification part.
That was really informative. So, talking about unclonable digital identities, ARVO's unclonable digital identities. So, what kind of brands or industries stand to benefit from it?
So, Kunal, counterfeit goods market issue, which is it's already a huge market, right? It's
Very huge.
I think last time we checked in the report, it is almost $3 trillion, maybe a year or 2 years back, and it is growing, right? And
Absolutely.
we found major sectors which is getting impacted: automobile sector, your luxury apparels and all those sector, and pharma sector. So these are the 4 5 sector which is usually affected in that. See, we are designing our solution which is basically horizontal, right? Any and sector agnostic. But the problem with that is, when as a startup or as a company which is creating some kind of a solution which is new to the market, you have to you'll have a lot of nuances, right? Every sector, every industry will have their separate or very different type of issues which you need to address. So you cannot create a generic right at the generic solution right at the start. You need to pick up certain sectors first, customize your solution, make sure you understand the market, understand the customers need, and design that solution accordingly. And we have done that. So primarily we are looking at automobile and industrial goods, because it is similar industrial goods, equipments, and all those stuff. And also we are looking at pharmaceutical. uh, so
Okay.
so these are the 2 sectors where the thing is, Kunal, using a new kind of technology, people don't jump in, right? There has to be a very big need and a mandate from, or a push from government, some kind of regulation compliance, which helps us to bring in this kind of solution. And this is where these 2 sectors are being pushed, and also the need is there. So that's where we are focusing.
Okay. But you said pharmaceuticals. I think that's a very important sector in this because there are many fake kind of a products in these days. So it becomes very important to uh, get a genuine product for the customer, for the public, so that people get the genuine product that they are looking for.
Yes, yes, and there are a lot of raids happening. We see a lot of news articles. Police or cops are raiding certain manufacturers, or these shady players who are distributing these fake generic medicines as well. So it's a very huge problem sector. So there is a huge need, and already government has mandate to have a scannable code or something, QR or 2D codes to be put on medicines. And that's, a huge push from us as well, for us as well.
And the surprising thing is here is that big companies do this kind of things. So it becomes very uh, inheritable kind of a thing for the general users or general public to get the authentic thing that they are looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. So, see, the problem here is, as I said, there is no kind of already available mechanism to check, whether you're buying, going to a chemist, you ask for maybe a paracetamol or a generic medicine. The chemist just hands over you the medicine and that's it. You trust the med.
Yeah, we don't have anything to check out there. We
Yes,
just check the manufacturing date and we
it's an
just check
expiry date
expire.
and
Yeah,
yes.
that's all.
So that's where this change is happening, right? If you have this code and there is a push from the government as well as the brand itself that you make sure you check the authenticity of the product and then purchase it, and that's the whole game changing which will happen in few years.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how does on this ground, I would say my next question. How does protecting authenticity translate into stronger customer trust and loyalty?
So I, I'll answer it in in a slightly different way, because what we have noticed in our recent mm, implementation and all. So you have to have both things in inline, right, or align. One is the brand has to really push, right, for their end user to scan it on or have some kind of processes in the whole supply chain or the value chain in it. So for example, an asset is getting handovered from one point to another point, there has to be some check. They can do it through our codes, right, our system. So that protects the integrity of exchanging the items from here to here. The second portion is an end user kind of a thing, because end user don't end up scanning unless and until you throw some some loyalty program or something which you push them to become loyal to the brand. The problem here is, because there is no the the authentication mechanism, there are a lot of counterfeiters in the market. People end up buying, duplicate products, and when they buy these duplicate products, they'll immediately, associate the brand to a bad quality product, right? Because
Absolutely.
they
I have seen
purchased
this many times.
yeah, they purchased or they've given the amount for the original quality product, but they are receiving something else, and that becomes a issue. And then I won't name some brands, but there are some brands who have faced this challenge, and this is where they can protect their integrity and also build a loyalty kind of a thing from their end user, having these codes. This opens up a gateway to interact with the consumer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Very rightly said. We are getting many questions, but we would keep it for the last. So, how cost effective is this solution for brands of different scales like luxury, mid-market, and mass retail that we call?
Good question. So, I talked about medicines which are generic, right? If you go to a chemist shop, the generic medicines does not cost much, right? So the solution should be such which is very because this market is very cost sensitive, right? Pharmaceutical, your automobile even, right? So they won't pay you a lot of amount for this kind of solution to set up. Though despite of that, there is a problem, right? There is a need. So we have kept it very low pricing. It is in cents, right? So and it scales up as per the volume. So we have kept it as a volume pricing. So you come to us, you have a if we have a contract for, let's say, X amount of volume you want to take those quotes from us, and we charge you accordingly. There are certain tiers we can discuss and price it. And we are built on AWS on cloud serverless architecture, so it can be scalable as per the volume, the requirement. So we can do that. So we have kept it very flexible for the brands.
Okay. A bit closer question to you is what feedback have you received from early adopters of ARVO technology?
Great question. So I was, I answered something in the previous question where I talked about, the customers needed to scan the code, right? For some loyalty or something. So the problem here was, the customers don't end up scanning, right? Because it's a new behavioral change. You have to bring in some kind of push, some kind of incentivization, some kind of element to it, so that they are, uh, uh, you know, needed to scan it before purchasing. So this is a big feedback from us for us from the brands, and we have catered to it. Like for example, the loyalty programs, the uh, uh, um, advertisement or product information, detail information. We kept certain critical information on the code itself, so they can scan and get that. There are certain there is a company which we worked with, and that's a FMCG company which we worked in, and they they had certain food products, and we created certain recipes or something related to that, so that they can scan and engage with it. So there has to be some engagement, some incentivization, which was a big feedback for us. uh, Apart from that, there is always different kind of market needs, nuances. There are a lot of manual entry still being done, despite we are saying that we are in 2025 going to 2026, everything is digitized, but there are still manual entries happening, in certain process, registers being maintained. So that's again a challenge, right? To bring those traditional company to a digitized setup, have everything linked, interlinked. So these are things which we are regularly working and trying to figure out, scratching our heads, coming up with solution, and yeah, figuring out.
Okay. And in my opinion, there is a market called FMCG where you will see many water bottles. I would not say the name, but it has they are branded water sellers. So they often get sell in station by different names. For example, so
Yeah.
they can use ARVO and they can just
Yes.
uh,
Very rightly said. There are certain brands without taking their names. Yeah,
so
they're facing a lot of issues. See, it's slowly going to come up. It's a matter of time where people try, have this habit of verifying and then buying, and it'll just be a wildfire, right? It's similarly to like a UPI or something like that.
absolutely. How do you see the concept of digital identity shaping the future of brand protection in future? So,
Uh, so digital identity, see, there are certain products, especially automobile sector, or products which are consumable products but has a long-lasting shelf life or long-lasting product life. So there has to be some kind of identity attached to it till it wears off or it expires, right? That product. So there the product identity becomes very important. Let's understand, with an example where I'm buying a electronic product, right? And if I don't have a unique identifier to associate with that product, I'm having this electronic item for, let's say, 7 8 years, 9 years. My As a brand, I should know that that identity exists, what has happened, if that customer brings in for service, for anything, it becomes very important where it has gone. Even in there is a important aspect where there are recalls, right? Especially in the automobile sectors, where products or cars right, where because of some defect they are recalled. Now, to identify that what is the exact problem, you need to know each part information, each part linked to which vendor which it has been purchased, what raw material has been used, all the the intricate details of a product, right, which is used to make made, so that uh, you can identify the root cause, and then you don't make that mistake again for the brands, I'm saying, right? So it becomes very important to have these identity. Otherwise, if I don't use these identifiers, it'll be a batch or a bulk or a lot which I cannot pinpoint the exact problem if something arises.
Absolutely. So, Duke, what is your perspective? Could ARVO solutions go beyond physical products and extend into digital goods, NFTs, or other experiences?
Absolutely, it has huge potential. So this is just a beginning, right, of having an identifier, having certain information or things which can be associated with it. But then, in future, we have seen a lot of collectibles and NFTs and drops being used, all those stuff. So that can be associated. We can have those NFTs for that, even for the resale market, right? Let's take example of luxury goods, which has a huge resale market. So there, you can use NFTs and all these tokens, so that the brands can also take out some royalties from the resale buying. Even the verification of or validation of asset transferring from one owner to another owner, so that clarity you can also get. Currently, that if you're buying a second-hand car, right, you can get those information, who was the first owner or second owner or whatever. It'll be great if we can have the same thing for a product, right? Maybe a luxury product, maybe something else, right? So we can associate with that as well. So it has a huge potential
Absolutely.
to explore.
Absolutely. Rightly said. So, I can see a question popping out here. How can a small business afford this technology?
Great question. So we have kept in mind, see, our our solution is almost all software related, right? There is no infrastructure needed. The issue with most companies who are trying to do some similar kind of a thing is they are fixated on infrastructure. They might need a specialized ink to have those markers, right? Or scanners, devices. So it becomes very difficult for any small scale business to enter. Maybe a MNC or multinational can handle that. But we have made sure that our codes can be printed on any type of printer. We have narrowed it to thermal inkjet printers, your label printers, your 5 mark laser printers, and brand agnostic. So usually all the printers have certain protocols, so we have integrated with them. We have created this ecosystem where they can use it. And for the device, you don't need a specialized device, you need a mobile application, and you can verify. So we've kept it very simple, and as I told you, it's in sense. So I'm sure if I can give a code to a generic medicine which costs roughly around 30 rupees, 40 rupees in India, I can give a code to them, so I can give it to anyone essentially.
Absolutely. So, Duke, we talked about counterfeiting. So, in your perspective, how does our plan to evolve its platform as counterfeiting techniques also become more advanced in it?
Great question. So see, we have already identified, we have in this industry for last 3 years and working with clients, we have understood that there are a lot of ways of, for the counterfeiters to enter the market, right? And especially, I'm providing these codes, right? Let's say if somebody destroys it, right? Damages it, my identity gets lost. We have designed a specialized identifier in the whole label of the product as well, right? So this is a new product which we have just recently launched, and
Okay.
we are working with some companies. So this prevents those players to, even if somebody tries to damage it, right, we will still be able to identify the identity of it. And relies on the same concept of, having, no infrastructure heavy or something like that, all printable, and certain unique patterns or identifiers, very inconspicuous in nature, and printed on the label itself. Even if the label is, destroyed, I don't know, 70-80% of it, I'll still be able to detect it. So this is something which we have, introduced, right? Understanding the market needs, and we'll constantly try to improve, because AI being a very influential technology, right, it can start to affect our solution in the near future. So we'll have to constantly innovate, upgrade, and have a more secured solution. So we'll continuously do that.
Okay. So this product is live now.
Yeah, it is live. We have worked with different kind of companies. As I told you, we have pharmaceutical companies. We have worked with automobile, industrial equipment companies. So we have already
Okay. Nice to
done
hear
it.
that. Any particular name of the product for it?
So the product, the product name is called Nova.
Oh,
Nova stands for non clonable or non-clonable verifiable algorithm, something like that. It's a
okay.
complicated name, non-clonable verifiable algorithm. So we call it Nova, and then there is this label which we were protecting. We call it Spectre. So we have
Okay.
uh, called them these both models or products.
Very nice. So, Duke, what is your vision for ARVO in redefining brand authenticity and heritage preservation globally?
So me and my co-founder, we have this vision to help brands to have, a very transparent, clear, supply chain visibility and integrity. And this involves everything in the whole value chain. There are products moving from one part to another. There needs to be certain integrity. If the right product is moving from point A to point B, the brand has the visibility of knowing what is happening for their assets. So we want to continuously create our solution according to this vision, that the brands have this control, has this traceability aspect of, their products, and help them, empower them, even empower the end user to, verify or have this trust, right? Whatever they are buying is authentic, original. And see, we are targeting consumers, end users, who really want to buy original product. So if somebody is trying to, paying right amount or the exact amount for a original product and getting a counterfeit product, that is our target market. If I'm talking about, there are certain people who wants a fake product, right, just to imitate that. So that's not my market, right? They are intentionally buying this. So we ensure those customers get the right thing,
Yeah, who
whatever
are
they're
wanting
paying. So that's
authenticity.
what we are. Yes, authenticity and traceability.
Absolutely. So let's open for the audience. So we have certain questions here. You said it is for uh, this. So I have a question here. is this technology only for luxury brands or can anyone use it?
As I told you, right, it is, sector agnostic. We are currently focusing on 2 or 3 sectors, but we can actually work with any industry. It's with these 2, 3 industries so that we have those expertise. We understand I don't want too much of nuances we solve at once. It's a small team, right? We cannot handle a lot of things, but it can eventually it can go to any sector agnostic. Yeah.
Absolutely. So how do you keep the data safe from hackers? A user is asking about it.
So there are, see, without going a lot of, technically in depth, obviously we are using the blockchain, right? That is immutable. Plus we have certain, services, AWS services to, protect our data, our system as well. We are completely, on cloud architecture. Uh, so we have placed a lot of security measures in our system, as well as we have done certain testing from you guys as well, right? So that also we constantly do. We also tell our brands to do those security testing as well, so that they also have that assurance of having a secured partner to work with.
Absolutely. So the next question that a user is asking is, can you explain what brand heritage means in a simple way? Actually, they are wanting to get an idea that what is brand heritage.
So see, I'll say brand heritage. Uh, you know, a brand tries to build a lot of trust in years, right? Any brand, right? With from their service or their products or whatever they are giving to their end users, and it becomes a very important factor for any brand to build that trust and keep maintaining it. Once you lose it, any trust in any relationship, right, you lose it is very hard to get. And that is where these brands need, they are have started understanding they need to protect that legacy, that heritage. Because if a counterfeiter or a counterfeit product enters the market and imitates that same brand's name, but giving an experience of a subpar or low grade product, you will immediately dissociate with that brand, and that is what you need to protect it, and that's what we are helping.
Okay, very rightly said, Duke. Another question is, what kind of special phone app or tool do I need to check product authenticity?
Great question. So we have built a normal smartphone app. It's on both Android and iOS. And what we also do is we have kept it flexible for brands as well. We can put, brands do usually have their own apps and all, so we can have those packages uploaded or installed in their app as well, so they can use their app too. So it is completely seamless. Even there is no forcing that you have to use ours or this is the standard. It's completely flexible to the brands.
So, audience, you can hear it's completely flexible to the brands. Uh, they are asking, what is the easiest way for a company to get started with ARVO?
Uh, the easiest way is obviously, we can we, connect. We can understand, what kind of products you are using. So if it is in the automobile sector, FMCG product, any such product, what product you are using, what is what is your volume, right? How many codes do you require? Are there already some kind of code or printing happening? So we can understand that. What kind of traceability measures you want to need, the process, we can understand that. And then we already have this solution set. We just need to tie up with what your existing system is. Certain implementation time we'll need, for the deployment of these connectivities and all, and then we can roll out. So usually we take from 30 to 90 days, depending on the scale of business, to deploy our solution.
Very nice. Sumit Goswami is asking, how are you different from competitors in the market, especially Checo and ScanTrust? They are asking, how are you different from the others?
Yeah, Checo is a very big competitor of us. It's a Indian brand like us. The difference is, they use some, as I told you, they have certain infrastructure limitations which needs to be followed. They have a very solid product, but because of the infrastructure restrictions and certain restriction, it is very difficult or becomes a barrier for a brand to use that, and has a very limitation in application as well. So that is a very unique USP for us, because we have kept it flexible. Whatever infrastructure you have, we can just connect our system. You can print that. That is one. ScanTrust is another company which is EU based, and they are also in the similar field. Their issue or their the barrier or limitation is that they have limited phones or cameras, right? Which detects their pattern. So they're limited to certain models of phone. So you have to have a product which is works seamlessly across phones, right? You cannot differentiate on, it can only work on iPhone 16. So you have to have that holistic view, and they have certain printing parameters as well. So these limitations have that. I won't go to the cost, because the cost is something which we are ahead leading, but yeah, so this is how we generate differentiate.
Okay, that was nice hearing from you, Duke. So, someone is asking any internship. Absolutely.
Or you can connect, or you can just send your resume on info@onearvoventures.com, and one of our team members can connect with you.
So I think, guys, you know where to send your CV and all so that you can get a opportunity to work with such a lovely and powerful brand who are working on digital identities. So, yeah, ARVO and all. So, this brings us towards the end of this session, Duke. So, thank you for joining us today and sharing your incredible insights on ARVO protecting your brand's heritage with uncognizable digital identities. And Duke, trust me, your expertise has given us a lot to think about and act upon. Any final words for our audience you want to share?
No, first of all, thank you, Kunal, for this opportunity. Lovely to speak. Good platform to tell us, more people about what we are doing. I'm sure a lot of people must be knowing this, or it's new for them. It's a new thing, and trust me, we are leveraging these technologies to a real life use case, not just something which sounds beautiful, or just is a kind of a not it actually brings value to the end user, to the brands, to our customers. So yeah, this was great, Kunal, and thank you for this SecureDApp team. We have been a partner, and would love to have a lot of other things doing together as well in the future.
Sure, absolutely, Luke. Thank you so much. It was an honor to talk to you. Thank you. We hope to have you soon back on the second season of Six, obviously. And a huge thank you to all of you and our amazing audience for tuning in and making the webinar so interactive. Your questions and your engagement were really amazing. I hope Duke liked them too. And your engagement drives our mission at SecureDApp to build a safer digital India. For all our viewers, if you found this conversation valuable, please remember to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, SecureDApp, and for more dives deep into the blockchain and Web3 environment, stay tuned at SecureDApp. And we will be organizing our next episode from 10 days from now. That will be on 19th September, I think. So obviously, I think you don't want to miss that. Have a good day. Stay safe online. Keep exploring the Web3 and blockchain landscape. We will see you on the next week on behalf of SecureDApp's exclusive team. This is your host and those Kunal signing off. Take care. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Duke.
Thank you. Bye-bye.